There are moments in life when someone slips out of your world so fast that your soul barely has time to catch up. And you sit there wondering why the person you trusted, supported, and cared for suddenly acted like you never existed. And that confusion sits inside your chest like a stone you can't swallow. But here's the truth sitting beneath all that pain. Sometimes God removes people because you would never remove them yourself. You would keep forgiving them while they kept taking. You would keep loving them while they kept draining you. And your heart is too loyal for someone who only knew how to take advantage of that loyalty. God saw what you couldn't see yet. He saw their quiet intentions, their hidden selfishness, their growing disrespect, and he knew that if he let them stay, they would keep dimming your light until you forgot who you were. So he pulled you away, not to break you but to save you from a story that was never going to end well. And even though it hurt, even though it felt unfair, that removal was protection disguised as heartbreak. The Stoics taught that anything taken from you was never truly yours, and anything that stays is aligned with your path. So when someone is removed, it isn't rejection, it's redirection. It's God guiding you away from someone who wasn't built to walk your future with you. And the wildest part is this: they don't realize what they lost in the moment, but trust me, they will, because your absence will echo louder than your presence ever did. And that echo is where their lesson begins. There comes a moment after they walk away when your silence becomes the loudest voice in the room, and they start feeling something they didn't expect, a shift, a weight, an emptiness they can't explain, because silence has a way of showing people what your presence truly meant. And when you're no longer there to comfort them, answer their late messages, calm their storms, or carry their emotional load, the world feels colder for them, harsher, emptier. At first they think leaving you gives them freedom, but slowly that freedom starts tasting bitter, because the world doesn't offer the same warmth you gave, the same patience, the same depth, and when they reach out to others looking for what you provided so easily, they discover the hardest truth of all: connection like yours is rare, loyalty like yours is priceless, and replacing you isn't just difficult, it's impossible. Your silence becomes their mirror. It shows them their selfishness, their carelessness, their emotional immaturity, and the more they sit with that mirror, the heavier their regret grows, because without your voice guiding them, correcting them, grounding them, they are forced to confront who they really are, and that confrontation is the punishment their actions created. Meanwhile, you grow, you rise, you heal, and God lets your silence educate them in ways your words never could. Regret doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in slow, showing up late at night when they're alone, when the distractions fade, when their new connections feel shallow, and their new choices don't fill the space you once filled, and suddenly they hear it, the echo of your laughter, the memory of your loyalty, the warmth of your presence, and the realization settles in their chest like a storm they can't outrun. This is when regret begins its work. It reminds them of the chances you gave, the forgiveness you offered, the love you poured, and they start seeing every moment they dismissed, every effort they ignored, every opportunity they had to treat you better but didn't, and regret becomes their shadow, following them everywhere they go. They scroll through old messages, they replay conversations, they think about how easy everything was when they had you, and now that they don't, the world feels heavier, colder, more complicated, and they realize the cruel truth: they didn't just lose a person, they lost someone who genuinely cared, someone who actually showed up, someone who was real in a world full of people pretending to care. Your healing becomes their reminder, your distance becomes their consequence, and their regret becomes the lesson they tried to avoid. There comes a time when God reveals what you couldn't see while you were busy loving them, the lies behind their excuses, the selfishness behind their choices, the insecurity behind their attitude, and the truth that they never valued you the way you valued them. And when that truth hits you, it doesn't break you, it frees you. You start realizing that they didn't leave because you weren't enough, they left because they weren't ready for someone like you, someone honest, someone loyal, someone deep, someone who sees through facades, and God knew keeping them in your life would block the blessings meant for you, because their energy didn't match your destiny. But here's the divine twist: when God exposes their intentions, He also lets them see yours, your heart, your sincerity, your loyalty, and when they finally see the difference, it shakes them, because now they understand that the love you gave wasn't normal, it wasn't common, it wasn't replaceable, and losing it was their mistake, not your failure. Their realization comes at the exact moment you stop caring, and that timing is divine justice. There is a powerful shift in your journey when healing stops feeling painful and starts feeling empowering. When you stop wondering why they left and start thanking God they're gone. When you stop chasing closure and start creating your own. And this is the chapter where you rise into a stronger version of yourself, one with boundaries, clarity, self-respect, and peace. This is when they notice the change, they see the glow, the confidence, the calm, and it stings them because now they see the version of you they were supposed to grow with, the version of you they would have experienced if they hadn't taken you for granted. And your rebirth becomes their reminder of everything they lost through their own choices. And God planned it this way. He lets them watch your rise, not for revenge, but for revelation, because your growth is the lesson they needed, and their regret is the closure you never had to ask for. You didn't lose them, they lost you, and that loss becomes the moment they finally feel what they did to you. There comes a moment in their life when the comfort they felt after leaving you begins to fade, when the people they surrounded themselves with don't offer the same warmth you once gave, when their routine starts to feel empty, and the distractions that once numbed their guilt stop working, because comfort built on breaking someone else's heart never lasts, and the universe makes sure they feel that shift. At first, they don't understand why everything feels off, why the conversations around them feel shallow, why trust feels harder to build, why their emotions feel heavier than before, but slowly they begin to realize something deeper, something they avoided thinking about. The loss of you was not just a moment, it was a turning point in their destiny, because your presence stabilized parts of them they never cared to appreciate. Their comfort becomes discomfort, their ease becomes restlessness, their choices begin to haunt them, and every path they walk without you feels a little harder, a little colder, a little more unfamiliar. This is not karma in a violent way. This is the natural consequence of losing someone who was sent to help them grow, someone who anchored them even when they didn't notice, someone who gave kindness they mistook for obligation. And now the life they thought would be better without you becomes the very place where they learn the truth they ran from. They weren't ready for the blessing they had, and the loss hits them harder than they expected. Meanwhile, you rise, you improve, you evolve, and every step you take forward becomes a reminder of everything they never valued when they had the chance. There often comes a moment long after someone has walked away when they suddenly want back in, when they start missing your energy, your presence, your loyalty, when they finally feel the weight of everything they threw away, and their regret pushes them to try returning to the very heart they once shattered. But this is where God steps in again, because He knows that letting them back in would undo all the healing you fought for. You might not see it at first, but the block is protection. Their attempts suddenly fail. Their messages never reach you at the right moment. Circumstances keep you apart, and you start noticing the truth. The same God who removed them is the same God who now keeps them from coming back, because He knows they haven't changed. He knows their regret is real, but their habits are not healed. He knows they'll bring the same emotional chaos you barely survived last time, and while they try reopening the door, the universe gently closes it in their face, not out of cruelty but out of mercy, because your peace is now too valuable, your growth too sacred, your spirit too strong to let someone who once wounded you repeat the same patterns. This is the part where God protects the future you're building, and the boundaries you once struggled to hold become unbreakable now, and the silence that once hurt becomes the shield that guards your soul. Their return is blocked so your peace stays intact. Their regret remains theirs to carry, and your healing remains yours to honor. There is a certain pain that only hits a person when the lesson finally arrives, and regret becomes more than just emotion. It becomes clarity, it becomes reality, it becomes the truth they can't hide from anymore. And this is exactly where they stand now, staring at the impact of their own choices, wishing they could undo what they did when they still had you. They begin remembering every apology you deserved but never got, every effort you made that they ignored, every moment they chose someone else over you, every time they treated your loyalty like it was guaranteed instead of earned, and this avalanche of realization becomes their greatest teacher. And the hardest part for them is this: their lessons showed up, but too late, because the door that was once open wide is now closed gently but firmly, and your heart that once felt accessible is now protected by wisdom they forced you to earn the hard way. They finally understand the difference between someone who cared and someone who tried to use them, And you were the one who cared, you were the one who stayed, you were the one who tried. And now that truth stands in front of them like a mirror that holds them accountable. They see the loss, they feel the weight, they taste the regret. They would give anything to rewind time, to treat you right, to show up the way you once showed up for them. But life doesn't hand out second chances to those who wasted first ones, and the universe makes sure the lesson they avoided becomes the one they have to live with. You didn't just walk away, you leveled up, and they feel that shift in every part of their life. Your growth is not accidental, it's intentional, it's divine. It's the result of every tear you held back, every night you questioned your worth, every moment you chose healing instead of bitterness, every time you picked yourself up when they thought you would stay broken. And this rise of yours becomes the moment they finally face the truth they tried to escape. You were never the problem, you were the blessing. They start watching you from a distance, maybe through mutual friends, maybe online, maybe through the quiet whispers of life, and every glimpse of your progress hits them like a reminder of what they lost. Because your rise makes their choices clearer, it exposes their mistakes, it magnifies their regret, and it forces them to see that their life didn't get better after you left, it got emptier. The confidence you carry now, the peace you walk with, the boundaries you hold, the glow that comes from healing, all of it becomes the reality check they never expected. Because they assumed you would stay stuck, stay hurt, stay waiting, but here you are blooming in ways they never imagined. Your rise becomes the chapter they were never meant to be in, and the universe makes sure they witness it, not to shame them, but to show them what they lost when they couldn't appreciate what they had. You outgrew the story they tried to keep you trapped in, and now your success stands where your pain used to be. This is where your journey comes full circle, where the heartbreak that once felt unbearable now feels like a turning point that shaped your strength, where the person who walked away becomes nothing more than a lesson in your evolution, and the removal that once broke you becomes the very thing that saved your life. God didn't remove them to hurt you, He removed them to protect you, to elevate you, to prepare you, and now you see it clearly. Your peace is brighter, your spirit is stronger, your path is straighter, and your heart is wiser. And the person who caused the storm is now left standing in the rain of their own decisions. Your healing is the final answer, the final closure, the final justice, because while they learn through regret, you grow through resilience. While they look backward, you step forward. While they feel the loss, you feel the freedom. And now I want you to breathe deeply and claim this truth. You never lost them, they lost you, and God removed you so they could finally feel what they did to you. If this spoke to your soul, share your thoughts in the comments. Watch the other videos on Stoic Spark to continue growing your mindset, and subscribe for daily Stoic wisdom that strengthens your heart and sharpens your purpose. Your journey isn't over, it's just beginning.